Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be answering all the questions that you guys asked me in my FAQ video. Now in that video I also told you that I'm going to be giving away an entire set of all the Too Faced bronzers. So what I would love for you to do in the comment is to just answer the following question. If you could go to lunch with anybody, dead or alive, who would it be and why? So I'd love to read your answers. You can put that in the comments, and then from all the comments submitted, I will just pick a random winner. And make sure that you are subscribed to this channel because that is going to be one of the prerequisites. You must be subscribed and just your answer. And I'll just contact you directly on here through YouTube so that we don't have to do like another video. Thanks to all of you who have newly subscribed to this channel. I can't wait to do more videos on here. All right, so the first question I got was by Anna Maria J. Could you imagine to move to Canada with your husband? So to those of you who don't know, I grew up mainly in Canada and I lived there for over 10 years with my family, and my family still lives in Vancouver. But right now, we don't have any plans to move to Canada, and at the current moment, like I don't really see that happening. Just because we've really kind of built a really great life for ourselves here in Switzerland. Like my business is here, my husband has a great job here, made so many amazing friendships here, and all of those things take a lot of time and effort. Right now, I really feel like this is our home, this is my home, and I really feel like this is where I belong. So I got a question by Ru Fala. What's one thing that you've done but you will probably never end up doing again? The first thing that popped into my mind actually is buying high heels. I just don't wear heels anymore. Even when I go to events and I have to wear a nice dress or a nice outfit, I just try to find nice flat shoes, and I honestly think I will probably never buy shoes with heels again. I mean, never say never, but I just don't see that happening. I still have a few odd high heels that I've kept, but a lot of my high heels, I just got rid of them. I just hate wearing them. Okay, and then I got a question by Jennifer May Bennett, and she asks, "Hi Julia, I would love to know what you miss most about living in Montreal." One thing I really loved about Montreal was the music scene. Music, going out, there were so many cool artists who constantly came to Montreal. They had the coolest like clubs and bars, really cool like electronic music scene, really good live music scene. There was a bunch of music festivals in Montreal, probably the most famous being the Montreal Jazz Festival. That is amazing. It's a lot of the festivals, like the music festivals, there's a lot of stuff in there that's free. Pique-Nique Electronique, I think, was a little area in Montreal where you could go and they have like free electronic music festivals with like DJs and stuff. I used to go out all the time to like bars and clubs, and I mean those are really kind of my clubbing days. So I got a question by Ms. Cherry Kitten. I know that you've lived in a few different places. What would you say is the one place that always feels like home? I definitely feel like here where I'm living now currently in Switzerland feels like home. And it's taken me a long time to be able to say that, because honestly when like the first 5 years that I lived here, I really didn't feel like this was my home. I just felt like, okay, well, I'm living here now and you know, whatevs. You know, Switzerland is kind of a little bit of a harder country to integrate into. Like it's not, like I've mentioned this before, but you know, Swiss people are not the most open and inviting like at the get-go. Like they are really friendly, but it takes a little bit more time to like integrate into life here. I've lived here for over 10 years now. Like that's crazy when I think about it. I can't believe it's been 10 years. It doesn't feel like 10 years. But you know, whenever I do go back to Vancouver and visit my family, like my parents live there and my sister lives there, I definitely feel like that's also kind of home, or like or at least it feels like it used to be home, because obviously that's, my parents still live in the same house where I grew up. You know, it's kind of the same neighborhood, and when I drive around, it's like I see my old school and I see, you know, the places where I grew up, so that part of that will always feel like home. So I had a question by Fernanda Gabriela. What is your opinion about Botox and those kinds of anti-aging procedures? I find your face pretty and natural. Well, thank you very much. And I think European women tend to accept age better than others? I think personally it's fine. Like, I think people should just do whatever, like in general, I think people should just do whatever the hell they want. So if they feel like they need Botox and fillers and all that, then whatever, do you. But I think that should be kind of like, not a last resort, but I feel like when I see really young girls putting Botox and fillers, I just think, like, you don't need it. Like, I don't want to tell people what to do, but I feel like really young girls doing Botox, I'm just thinking, like, why? Honestly, I think you should wait. If you're a young person and you still have like nice skin, you're in your 20s, like all this kind of preventative Botox, like I personally do not believe in that. You can't stop time. You're going to get wrinkles at some point. Just accept it. That's a part of life and that's totally fine. As you get older, you grow more confident in your skin and you become more comfortable with who you are as a person and what you look like and stuff. Are you gonna start doing Botox at 20 and keep doing it until you're 80 years old? Like, probably not, right? So I don't think it's really necessary to start too young, but you know, if you're in your late 30s, 40s, 50s and you know, ever have some lines on your face, you wanna do Botox, like, why not? If you are really young still, start wearing sunscreen because you can prevent so much aging by using sunscreen and also not smoking. That's a huge factor as well, not smoking. Drink lots of water, eat right. I would maybe try Botox, you know, maybe in 5 years or so when I feel like I've really got deep wrinkles or something, then why not? So I had an interesting question by Aisha. How do you react to hate comments? I mean, this could be like a whole video in itself, but actually I don't really want to do that because basically I just don't react to hate comments. And I think that's kind of what pisses those people off the most is when you just don't respond. I just choose not to respond to them. I think I probably did in the beginning because I didn't, like when I started YouTube, honestly, I'd never really been confronted with these kind of anonymous comments before by people. And I think in the beginning I kind of maybe handled it wrongly. I would reply back and write something mean back and I stopped doing that like really quickly. I mean, I've been doing YouTube for so long since then, I just choose not to engage with those people because it's just a waste of my time. I just don't focus on that, honestly. Like, it really doesn't bother me at all. You just need to learn how to grow a thicker skin just to not let comments from people you don't even know. Like, I mean, if somebody said to me something hurtful that was like a close friend of mine, that would, you know, offend me. But just people you don't even know, like, I just don't respond. I don't respond. Usually I just remove the comment, and I do remove comments like that because what happens is people start to defend me in the comments, and then often it'll turn into like this really negative, nasty fight between like subscribers who want to defend me, which, like, thank you, that's nice that you want to do that, but it just ends up into this like downward spiral of like name calling, and that's just not kind of the comments that I want to foster, and I just move on with my life. And I think personally that has worked the best for me. Just don't waste your time, because at the end of the day, when you look at comments, there'll be like 100 comments and maybe like 2 or 3 will be really mean and nasty, but then you've got all these other people saying wonderful things. So just focus your time or just focus your energies on the positivity. So I had a question by Sahara Akhtar. I love that name. Hi Julia, my question is, do you ever feel like you have to change who you are to fit in with the new YouTuber trend, like being more loud or being a certain way? And does YouTube ever tell you to be different than who you are and how we see you? I personally don't feel like I change who I am on my videos. Like, I feel who I am on my videos is who I am in real life, and people have told me that too, when they meet me, they're like, oh my god, you're so down to earth, you don't try to be something you're not. And that's always the greatest compliment, because I definitely don't want to act like somebody else in my videos, and then in real life when you meet me, I'm like this super shy, like, or just, you know, totally different. Really popular videos in general on YouTube, it's always this kind of very loud and woo, bouncing off the walls and like super woo, yay, kind of like, you know, I get it. Like, I get how those videos in a way can be more interesting to watch because the person has a very animated way of speaking, or they have, you know, funny facial expressions, and it kind of appeals to a certain type of audience. I don't tend to watch videos like that. I don't know, I feel like those personalities just irritate me. Sorry, that's just, you know, I'm just being real. The videos that I watch tend to be more people who are a little bit more calm and a little bit more just normal, I guess. So that's kind of the content that I like to watch on YouTube, or the viewers who watch my videos are kind of looking for that too. You know, my audience is a little bit more grown up than I guess like the really young teenage crowd. I guess more adult women watch me. So you just attract a different audience according to your personality. So I think probably the people who watch me appreciate the fact that I'm not this crazy loud person, because it's just not my personality. So I had a question by Diliana Taseva. What would you say is your worst quality, or the one you want to work on the most? You should ask my husband. He's in the bedroom right now because I can't film when he's around. So I like sent him away. He'd probably have a few answers for you. I have a temper. I have to be honest. I have a temper, and I lose my temper pretty quickly. I'm not the most patient person. So when something is just not like right away wanted, I kind of lose my temper. And I really do try to work on that. You know, I've tried to just be a little bit more zen, is something I don't like about myself. And I really, really do try to work on that. I think I have gotten better. So I have a question here by Rachel Fall. Hey, I would love to know how you stay motivated and positive on days when you're not feeling the greatest. So for me, on days when I'm just not feeling great, I like to go and exercise. Yeah, sometimes when I just don't feel good, I go out for a run, I come back, I feel so much better. Certainly there are days where I do feel down and I don't go exercise, where I'm just slumming at home and not doing much and puttering around and feeling miserable. But I definitely do try, when I do feel down, is to go out, exercise, especially going outside helps. Going outside, exercising, and usually afterwards I feel a lot better. So try it out, maybe it'll work for you. I had a question from Disaster. Will you be doing any more backpacking through the world, or is that part of your life over? Oh, that question makes me sad. Well, I certainly hope that part of my life is not completely over. When I went backpacking, I was very young. I started backpacking when I was 18 years old. Right after finishing high school, I went backpacking. I think that was the best decision, and I totally encourage anyone who is thinking about it to do it, because I think that has really, really shaped me as a person in a very positive way. It's shaped my worldview completely differently. You know, I had nothing. That was kind of the amazing thing. I didn't have any responsibilities. I didn't have a car. I didn't have a cell phone. All my possessions were in my backpack. Well, and you know, like everything I took with me in my backpack was just like a few things. I didn't have a mortgage to pay. I didn't have a car. Well, I don't have a car payment. I bought my car outright, but you know, I didn't have all these like payments, like monthly payments that you have to make, because now, you know, if I wanted to go backpacking now, like, I mean, what would I do with this apartment? Like, we have all this furniture, we have furnished everything, we live in this great place. Like, I would have to give everything up. I'd probably have to sell all my stuff or put it into storage, like sell our cars. Like, we both have, like my husband and I have a car. Job wise, like, I don't know, like, could I just start do travel vlogging? Like maybe, but maybe that wouldn't work. I don't know. Like, if you have a permanent job, like a good job, you'd have to quit your job. So it's much harder now. I mean, I can imagine maybe going backpacking again, like how I did when I went to Indonesia. My husband and I went together, we went for a month. Something like that I can imagine doing again, where you take, like, maybe work ahead, like I can pre-film videos and do all that, and then take a month off and then go backpacking somewhere. And I definitely want to do that again. And the last question kind of relates to that, and this is by Shauna Lynn. I know you've done quite a bit of traveling, and I would like to know where you would love to visit again, and where would you go that you haven't been to yet? You know, I've spent quite a lot of time obviously in Europe, and I've spent quite a lot of time in Asia, and I've been to Asia repeatedly a few times. I think it's time to open the horizons and go somewhere where I totally haven't been to. And I've never been to Africa, and I've never been to South America. Actually, I have been to Africa, that's not correct. I have been to Morocco, but it was a business trip with Clinique, so we were only there for like 3 days. I would love to go to Namibia, actually. So much wildlife there. I know it's kind of sad, but I would love to see all those animals before they're extinct, because I do think elephants will go extinct at some point. Such a tragedy. I feel so sad just saying that, but anyway, so don't forget about the giveaway. You can win all the Too Faced bronzers. It's open worldwide. Just answer the question below. If you could go to lunch with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be and why? Post that in the questions or in the comments, and I will just pick a random winner. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing to this channel. Thanks to all the new subscribers. I have a new vlog coming up soon, actually. Bye, everyone.